I think I'm live. Hello everyone. Today I shall be starting Digimon World, the original, this came out in 1999, I think. Game for the PS1. This is one of those rare instances where I guess the general consensus was um, Digimon had the better anime storyline and better anime in general, while Pokemon had the better games. But this game is probably one of the better things to come out of the franchise, in my opinion. It's like, I don't know if that's just nostalgia talking and whatnot, but it, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a lot, but I haven't ever completed it up until like a couple of years ago, maybe. Um, like it was just one of those games where you, like, as a kid, it was fairly difficult to manage. Um, but yeah, I've not tested the audio levels on this because the menu is silent one, other than um, moving up and down on the cursor. And last night I also had some memory card issue problems, but uh, as is the general tradition, if anything from this era doesn't work, you pull it out and you blow. God damn, you blow hard. And sure enough, my memory card started working, and life was breathed into it once more. So, yeah, let's. I think this is a point where we start. Okay, I had to delete a lot of save files in order to get to this point, just to be double sure. But here we go. It's Digimon. Oh, by the way, another thing I'll bring up before streaming this. Uh, this copy, not my physical copy, but the English translation version of this game is full of errors. So don't be too surprised if something comes across as weird or awkward. I think there was some speculation that saying that a Digivice had some effect on the gameplay, other than being what Digimon you start with slash what time of, oh, here we go, what also figuring in what day of night you're starting. I'm gonna start, I think that's the setup for just starting with Agumon, which is much easier, I find, than starting with Gabumon. And for those who are wanting a laugh, I encourage you to look up French Digimon dubs. Some funny shit. Gabumon actually does the typical. Oh, it's, you couldn't make it up. It's brilliant. What's my Digimon's name? What is my Digimon's name? I should have said something funny or ask someone in advance. Nothing. Unless anything pops up in the chat in the next few seconds, I'm gonna call it Wally. Just in the. Oh, no, Jesus wept. That usually squares back a step, not delete. I think triangle will be back instead in this, and then circle will be confirmed. So if, funnily enough, I was the one who cocked up, so I'm a bit of a Wally right now. Yes, Wally. Good name. And then he just pieces out. Oh, I forgot you had the CGI. Oh dear. 1990 CGI. don't think there's supposed to be much sound of her in like the footsteps, I think. I'm actually surprised I was able to read that on account of this game being that old and the quality not so good. Oh, about my mic settings, I found out it was not at max, but it's now at max. It wasn't too far off max. So hopefully I'm a bit louder. I've also moved a bit closer, and I'll try and talk a bit louder.
It's Digimon. Huh? He's saying something.
I think that's Coloromon, if I remember correctly. Some of these I'm going to remember, and then some of them I'm going to get slightly wrong. And I don't think I'll be singing either the English or the Japanese theme song unless heavily requested. Conversely, I will also not sing it if that is requested. You arrived, it worked. I don't know if I should narrate. Apparently can't even talk, let alone narrate. It's through these like texts like I normally would. Give people a chance to read if they so desire. Although this was, if I recall, tediously long at the start. I remember like these sounds of hitting a nostalgia tune right in my head. So yeah, kind of like the original series, you're someone from the real world who gets transported into the digital world, and I think Foul City was also featured in the animes, even if it was just like I don't know if they outright mention it. Well, they were on Foul Island, weren't they? And yep, that's you. It's Wally! Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have called it Rodney. You plonker Rodney. Yes, so at some point, this used to be a flourishing city, but then looks like everyone pieced out and people have forgotten that they used to live here. So your job is to rebuild the city and find out the mystery of what's going on. Funny noises. Some of these lines and responses are not. I don't know if you'd consider them logical. start? Well, first things first, I think that as soon as I leave here, I'm heading back in and talking to one of these NPCs. Owing to the fact that they have some useful items. Who was it? Was it Sunamon? No, Bottomon. Okay, this is just tips. One of them gave you items. Was it the Pokemon? Oh, I got it! I got it! So yeah, like get some free items if you go back inside. Basic JRPG sort of stuff. You've got mana, you've got health. Bandages, depending on your status, you might get to use these. Medicine, these sell for quite a lot. But it's probably worth keeping. Restore, if you get knocked out, this kind of brings you back into the fight. Then if you don't get bringing back into the fight, that stuff happens. And yeah, this is also kind of got like, I've just realised that like Agumon is inside me, which is not cool. It's got like a, what's it called? Tamagotchi type of mechanic where you have to feed and look after everything. And I think, what was it a meme? Like you pooped yourself to death? Fucking Tamagotchi. I think you can, it's not quite that severe, but like excess pooping is bad for your Digimon. Might as well go through the menu. So yeah, time works a bit differently in here. It's something like, something with a clock. It's like not 24 hours, it's like 12 or 6 or something ridiculous. And then that's like a, and it goes to like ages, like days, not years. You'll notice the life there. If you make your Digimon poorly, or if it dies during battle, you'll lose a heart. If you lose all your hearts, that's it's not game over, but your Digimon will actually die, which was absolutely horrifying for myself as a child. You don't want your friends to die. Discipline, virus, happiness as well. I'm not too good at explaining these, but they have mechanics for Digivolution and stuff. And then you've got your basic stats. So you've got health, MP, offense, defense, speed, and brains. I would recommend investing in brains, especially for early playthrough, just because it helps you learn attacks. Speaking of, we'll go in the tech menu. You've got very limited tech at the start. If you'll notice that some of these are completely black and then others are slightly greyed, these are techniques, the grey ones are techniques that your Digimon is able to learn, and you either learn them via a blackboard in an area we're going up to in a second, or you can sometimes learn them from seeing them being used in battle by other Digimon that use them. With the chances going up depending on how often they're used in battle and how high your brain is, I think. Let's see. Go back, and then this is your player card. Tamer level will go up as you play the game. I think certain things will increase your table level. There's like a card mechanic you can see there if you complete the card game, or if you get to an ultimate level Digimon, that'll raise your level up, and then your tamer level affects how easy it is to raise not just this Digimon, but the subsequent Digimon that you get, because you can't make every Digimon live forever, unfortunately, which is sad. Oh, I tear up thinking about it sometimes. Bits are currency. Items are different to the other items. These are key items. So there's a fishing rod you'll get at some point, or maybe 1 or 2 fishing rods, as well as some other items, and then medals. And well, I guess there's certain accomplishments you can get. I don't know if the medals affect how the game is raised. This is the Digivolution chart, so completing this will raise your tamer level. I think it's one of the things for certain completion rates and stuff, and how you want to play the game. I've never completed this. I've got, I want to say, half full is the most I've ever completed this, with like most of these being blank. These are the ultimates. And also don't really expect to get ultimate level Digimon on your first Digimon. It's possible, it's just improbable. It's a lot easier doing it the second time around, I feel. We'll cancel that. We'll go to the medals. I don't think there's any tips on these. Nah. And then cards. There's a card collecting mechanic, because it's a Japanese game, and of course there's a gacha mechanic. Praising and scolding, these affect how obedient your Digimon is, and it also affects Digivolution things, if I recall correctly. And then sleep is only available when your little buddy is tired. And that's your save mechanic. There's also a save mechanic down here if you can't wait to save. This is also how you save certain favorite Digimons as partners for like the battle mechanic as well. Let me talk to the guy in the... yeah, the movement's not the best. Here's some, like, it's good to talk to everyone you can, but not an enemy, because they do have some good tips for starting out. And occasionally, when you advance the city's progress, it will change the dialogue and give you different tips. So this is indicating that it'll take about 3 days for our partner to digivolve, and again it's talking about the parameters and stuff. And so you've got a kind of a countdown until for your to get certain parameters, which can be a bit strict at times. Going up north here, we'll talk to Tanemon. Yeah, they grow meat in the ground here, because everything's kind of like the real world, but it's like a little different. And I don't think... Yeah, I think as this farm progresses, you're able to buy meat after getting the free allotment for the day. No going over here yet. I think they've acted with that either. Let's have a look. I like the aesthetic, like, these are like just of the world in general. Like, some of the stuff you'll notice is like components in the cable and stuff, and already my guy is hungry. Euromon will give you some tips on where to go next when you've progressed as well. And oh dear god, someone's decided to use a fucking Hoover! I think it's maybe picking up on my mic, but I'm not too sure. Menu, items, meat. And then if you get a little celebration, it means, well, it usually means that the hunger's satisfied. Sometimes you're going to get instances where it takes more food to feed them, especially as they grow older. This is the gym. This is how you raise stats. You can also raise stats with certain items and by battling. Let's see, I'm just gonna do this to about 1000-ish. There's also a tiredness mechanic as well. So Digimon will get tired after doing certain amount. Oh, here we go. There's also a poop mechanic. Yeah, Digimon in this game poop. So it's actually really like having a pet. And oh god, yeah, I can't believe I put that in again. Yeah, so if you don't make it to the bathroom in time, if it counts as a care mistake, which contributes to again the Digivolution stages and whatnot, and affects the virus count and the Digimon's health. This is the board I was talking about, which increases veins and where you can potentially learn new attacks. I've only had this happen a couple times where I've actually learned attacks from this. I think what I'll do next is begin the waterfall training. Get the MP up slightly. I'll just be doing this a couple times before moving south and encountering our first villager. And we need to poop again. It's not as common to poop as it's like seeming at the moment. It's just because training takes a set amount of time, so it's like a hour chunk out of your day basically. So like if you look next time at the little dot in the top left corner with the clock, when it moves past the 12 mark, it's going to advance slightly. And that's kind of like trigger for certain things as well. Like that's when stuff will like poke their or said Pokemon there. And yeah, unfortunately, my little guy's a little bit more hungry than normal. And I am running low on food, so I'm going to abandon training for now and I'm going to explore south. And look, it's another Agumon. And yeah, the recruitment mechanics are most often you're going to be fighting for it. So this is the battle screen. You've got your MP and your health in the top right. Sometimes this will happen where nothing goes on. Your options get expanded greatly as you level up slightly, and particularly with brains, you get more commands. I don't know if I should be mashing this or not, but every time I see gameplay, it involves mashing. So yeah, mostly we've been using Pepper Breath or Baby Breath as it's called, or Petite Fire. But I think the Agumon used Sonic Jab there at one point, yeah. Which isn't that good a move, but it takes a lot less MP, so it can be used for clutch situations sometimes. And sometimes you can get an SM recovery drop there, but I wasn't lucky enough to get one there that time. I think you can get an SM recovery from Agumon pals. Yeah. Yeah, and this is another example of a dialogue being a bit iffy. So yeah, that's the. I think that's guaranteed your first encounter with someone who's recruitable. And do I want to go back and? Well, I need the items ideally. So we'll go for a little bit of a walk here. See if we can't pick up anything. You'll be able to progress here at some point, but there's a rock side that blocks the road. Oh, and I didn't want to tile already. I am going to kind of head back, and every time you transition for a screen, the items have a chance to spawn or respawn. Here we go, here's an example. It's a Digimushroom. Digimushroom is kind of like meat, it'll give you a certain amount of food, but I think there's like a very, very small chance of getting sick from eating Digimushrooms, which is why it's not too ideal to have them. But it's better than having your Digimon go hungry. And we'll sleep and save. And with that, if we look at the status menu, see the age is advanced to 1, and also the health and MP is restored, and it's not fully restored if I recall, but it goes up by enough, I believe. Oh, hello, Io. Still need to work on calling you Io and not Whitey. Oh, although you're going by a different name as well. It's too difficult to keep up with these names, man. Let's see. I need to. Actually, I'm gonna alt tab for a second. Get my handy little guide up. I don't know if I'm trying to plan out my Digivolution. I don't know if I'll be able to go for Greymon, but I'm just double checking. It might be worth going for Greymon. I'm not sure. We'll see. The backup plan is Centaurmon, I believe. Just scroll through this again. We'll try for Greymon, but like the weight requirement's quite a lot, as well as some other things. And you also want to be kind of progressing your city as well. Speaking of which, I should probably go and collect some more meat, and also try and find an item vendor. Now alt tab again. Go back and see Tanamon. Also, as a child, I always found it weird that they kind of squatted in that hole in the ground to. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you'll get extra bonus stuff if you're lucky, but to go and poop, I was quite shocked that like as a child they would go like that, and I was even more shocked when I realised that it's still a thing over there in the land of the rising sun. Nothing strikes fear into a man's heart than realizing he has to direct a pea and or other extraneous items into a hole in the ground at 2 o'clock in the morning whilst 30 stories in the air. Anyhow, yeah, the item shop is now fixed, and Agumon will gladly look after your items free of charge. I'm going to. Oh yeah, I have to go across here. I'm going to put in the bandages and the medicine, as if I need them, I can just come and get them. Otherwise, they're just taking up the limited item space that you have at the moment. Item space is expandable, but it's very limited, and it takes quite a while from what I remember. It's let's see. There's like a special item you have to pick up from Nanimon, I think. This is Sunamon. Just saying about a bridge. The bridge itself is through here, but you can't get through here just yet. I mean, you can get to the other side, although oh Christ, you need to poo again. You can get through to the other side. It's just there's someone that you unlock who makes the shortcut basically. Makes it a lot easier to navigate. It's here. Listen for the poop. Someone programmed that. I don't know if it's going to be in the credits or anything, but like poop sound collector. And it also changes depending on your Digimon's size as well. I was going to say I shit you not, but I think that'll be... And again, I was just about to say taking a piss, but again, that's just... It's too, I don't know, I'm too overwhelmed by the experience. Oh dear. Yeah, okay, doesn't need any... Also, if you're ever in doubt whether the notifications are working or not, you can always check the menu and see there if your Pokemon is up. Jesus Christ, I've got... the classic mistake. If your Digimon, your partner, is hungry, or if they're sleepy, or if they need medicine. I don't know if I need speed for Greymon. I know I need 100 in most stats, if not all of them. Let's have a look. Also, you can let the animations hang. It won't advance time an extra amount, I don't think. Yeah, I need speed as well. Actually, the one thing I... Oh wait, no, I do need brains as well. Okay. I mean, we'll try for Greymon. See, it's just the regular amount of... Jesus. That's the bad thing about training. There is a point later in the game where you can buy porta potties. Yeah. They thought of everything. They truly did. I'm gonna go from here and then I'll check the stats before going to the gym and then decide whether I want to go and find some other city dwellers. Let's see. 97, 83, 32. I'll get speed and defense up with MP and then advance the story. Story? Oh, my name's Jonathan Ross, I can't pronounce my R's. Although he can, he just chooses not to, I feel. Okay. Doesn't need food, doesn't need a poo. Just like me. That might have been too much information. And then we'll just send him off on a quick jog, but you can call him back. Food. And some meat. And I think you might want more, yeah. Which is... I'm actually okay with, because there's a weight requirement for Digivolution as well. I don't know if you have to tick off all of them, or if it's like you get as much as you can, sort of thing. The Digivolution requirements get a lot easier as you level up your tamer level. And the sweat marks notification there means that I've overtrained the poor little bugger. So what I'm going to do is go and see the little red guy in the... I don't know what this is. I feel like it's a fiber optic cable or something, like cut in half, but Let's see. This is Punimon. Yep. Okay. He's probably gonna need two of these. I feel. We'll see what the clock's like. Yeah, if you overwork it like past the sweating point, they've got a chance of getting ill. And Jesus wept. There's actually certain instances where you want your Digimon to get ill, but for the most part, you want to avoid it at all costs, really. It also affects your relationship with them and how often they listen to you in battle. I'll check the stat menu one more time and see if it's worth travelling out. I'll do. It'll be time to sleep after that. So what I'll do is I'll do one more of the defense and one more of the speed, and then it'll probably be time to sleep anyway. You don't have to sleep immediately, but it's just kind of like you want to sleep as soon as you can. So what I'll do is oh, he's a poo. There's also, if stuff like this overlaps, I think if you go to sleep while needing a poo, it'll count as a care mistake. And I don't know if leaving it, I think, well, definitely leaving it too long for the sleep counts as a care mistake as well. Ideally, I think for Greymon you need less than 1 or equal to less than 1 or something like that. Save and sleep. We'll get some meat and then we'll head on out and try and recruit some new fellows. I'm not playing this as optimally as I really should be, but I mean, it's been years since I've played this, so I'm all just going from menu. Memory. Jesus wept. I need to work on multitasking. So yeah, that'll do it for training. The rest of it will hopefully make up by doing the occasional battle. I'm trying to think who's the next to recruit. It's either Palamon or Punimon or Koalamon. Ideally, I'm going to avoid getting into a battle with these guys because they use poison type attacks, which is it can make things difficult. Like there's certain status effects, kind of like in Pokemon, so the poison makes it less likely to respond. I don't know if I need to go into a drill tunnel to trigger anything starting off yet. I'll just head on down. Let's see. It's going to look like I'm just plotting around here, but they are kind of sneaky with some of the item placements. So there's like rare items you can get, which are, if they do spawn, they're hard to see sometimes. Let's see, we need food. Sometimes there's triple mushrooms down here, but it doesn't look like I was lucky to get them this time. Nom nom nom. Okay, we're good. Now, I believe this is guaranteed to have Palamon here on the first instance of you walking in. A flower. I'm a flower. I said I'm a flower, aren't you listening? Yeah, so this is our second potential recruitment. The poison, yes. But sometimes you've got a chance to block. I don't know if that came up in the first fight. You can also avoid certain attacks if you're lucky. And that poison one's quite deadly. I'm glad that Agumon blocked it actually. This is going far too swimmingly for my liking. Yeah, there's the poison status first time. Okay. See, he looks a bit groggy now. And you'll occasionally get the bleed effect. Also, the opponent can block, but if you'll notice, there's a word building up. Oh Jesus, that's a water type attack, which does quite a lot of damage. There's no like type damage bonuses, I think, if I recall. But it's building up to a word finish, and every time an opponent blocks an attack, you've got a chance to build meter basically, and that gets you like an ultimate attack. But the attack itself can be interrupted, so you need to use it quite carefully. And this is an instance where I think this is a guaranteed drop, or it's very likely to be a drop. You get a brain chip from defeating Palmon. Oh, is it Palmon? Yeah, and that's a like instantaneously plus 50 to brain. So these chips are very useful, and they also sell for a high price when you unlock the item mods. So always pick these up when you can. I'm not going to use mine just yet. I'm going to save it for the next time I get a Digimon, I believe. To the left is Dragon Eye Lake. That's where you can do fishing, but we don't have a fishing rod at the moment, so I'm gonna skip that for now. Head to the right. And look a little Digimushroom there. Also, I only know some of the whereabouts of these items, like the special items and the spawns. Looking here, there are letters engraved here. No one's here, go home. This becomes a boss battle later on, but you have to get quite a lot more prosperity points for that to happen. So just forget about it for now, really. And I think I'm going to go up here. Don't know whether or not I should be fighting Kunimon at the moment. Check around for items first. It would be useful to get it out of the way, I suppose. Also, a very useful mechanic, I'm not going to do it this time around, is if you have I want to see if it's a rookie level, which is Agumon's level, or if it's the one before, but if you sleep in this area, you have a 50% chance of digivolving into Kunimon. So there's like some really unique digivolution mechanics, and like there's even slide mechanics. So a champion can slide digivolve into another champion. Like the depth of this level game is like particularly deep. I'm gonna feed a small recovery, or try and feed a small recovery. Yeah, sometimes your little guys just don't want to cooperate, so you've got to let them know. And then, hopefully, they'll take it after that. So I've got a bit more help going into this fight. Kunimon wants some food. Luckily, I've got a Digimushroom to give him. And after feeding him, you'll want to fight. And again, this guy's got like poison, but also some electrical abilities as well, which can make it a slightly difficult fight, especially given that you're on a small screen. That was Megalo Cloud, I think I interrupted there, and that is very damaging move, so I'm glad that got interrupted. If I can do this without getting hit by a Megalo Cloud, I'll be very happy. I don't... like some of these attacks look very similar, so I don't know if that was a Sonic Jab or not. There's... like, oh yeah, I can't see what's going on. There's quite a lot of instances where the environment's gonna mess up your gameplay slightly. This is the most common instance from what I found. So there's like Megalo Spark and Megalo Cloud, or Thunder Cloud or something that look very similar, but one does mad damage. This one's the weaker version, it seems, or it's just coming off a weaker stat. Okay, avoiding that, and because he attacked there. Okay, I'm fairly free now. Like, and then you mash L and R, and you build your meter, and then you use your ultimate attack. And I'm quite happy with that, how that went. You then get to. It's a good job I used the SM recovery at the start. I feel it's good I didn't have to use a second one though. And I rarely get this MP drop, so I'm quite happy with that. Also, I feel like if you're not careful, if you're close to the screen like I am now, if you walk off accidentally, the item will despawn. So you want to be fairly careful. Here's Kunamon. Now I want to head down towards the beach area. No items, seems like. Cruella Point. No. See what I mean? The sneaky buggers. Not the item, but you can get some better items that spawn there, but yeah. Always try and move around and learn some of the item spots, it'll be quite helpful. I need to be back here either earlier or later in the day, and then Koalamon will spawn. He's an item vendor, but you can't get him just yet, but he does provide transport to the tropical jungle area. Nothing here. Let's, whoa, watch out for red Digimon. Yeah, so yeah, again, you want to be careful where you're going, because if you see something, you kind of bugger. They won't be there if I go back either. This is a variant of Palamon. Oh, Jesus, what? I'm not in the poo. Shanger! Easy. Thread the needle. Yeah, baby. So this is the part I was showing off earlier, which was not open. There's Kunamon. He's eating that for us, which is very useful. Makes it a lot easier to navigate the world, especially because time is of a factor to a certain degree. It's not like some games where there's like an overall countdown. You've got like infinite time basically, it's just the time of how long your Digimon has to live. Let's have a look around here. Now you can see that Tanamon's having a rest. And Palamon is now in charge of the meat. So instead of getting normal meat, you'll get giant meat from Palamon, but you can also buy extras. Let's have a look at... first I'll look at how much bits I've got. It's also, sometimes you're not going to get the ability to see what you're paying for. It's just like the quirk of the menu, I suppose. So yeah, I'm going to put these chips in the bank while I'm here. Higamon's a bit hungry. I should give him some meat. I'll also give him a Digimushroom, regardless of whether he's full or not, on account of wanting to beef him up a bit. Getting closer to 30 kilograms in weight, because that's one of the thresholds required for Greymon. And normally when you think of bank, you'd be thinking you're selling stuff, but there's different item vendors instead. So you've got the bank for storage, and then you've got vendors scattered throughout. Some of them you'll need to recruit, and then some of them are static. So now I'm not sure about where I want to go. We'll check the status. Everything's going okay. I think what I'll do is I'll head towards Rock Tunnel. I think it's Rock Tunnel. The tunnel, anyway. And I don't know whether or not I'll be able to defeat one of the guys that's in there. But we might give it a good old college try. We nearly went into that. I think it's Betamon, maybe? Or like, it's a variant of the Betamon, who is another vendor who I looked up recruiting because I didn't go to Koala Point at the right point. So if we head through here, we'll go to Drill Tunnel. There we go. Rock Tunnel is Pokemon again. Sometimes you get these Drill Tunnel, that says in katakana, as I just rightly the character pointed out. So you'll get like little camera patterns sometimes to help you along and give you clues as well, I think, at some point. I might consider fighting some of these Goblimon as well, just to have a chance at learning some of their attacks, because they share a lot of attacks with Agumon. They have battle techniques and they also have fire techniques. Although taking on 3 at 1 is not ideal. They also have I think it's like Megaton Bomb or something, or like a really powerful attack for like early game, which you don't want to deal with. So this Dromojimon is having some difficulty with the heat apparently, and because of that he's going to take it out on us. Oh shoot, I forgot to heal. What I ideally should have done is talk to Kunimon back in the village, and then that would have recovered some health and MP. Luckily this guy seems a bit too frazzled at the moment. I'm worried about taking a dynamite kick. It's like not good when you use it, but when the AI uses it at this level, it's not ideal. Yeah, that's 300 odd damage. I might as well use the SM. That's my last health though, other than using the restore. So hopefully my finish will get up, or I'll get some blocks in. Because otherwise I'll have to use a restore, and I don't want to use one at the moment. You can use them for trading and some certain glitches later on. Although I'll probably try and do this glitchless, owing to the fact I also forgot how to do the item manip glitch. I'll just use the Mojimon thing anyway. So that's mad damage. Perfect. Mash! Big damage? Yes! I should have healed. Jesus. So I'm not fighting any Goblin after this. That's rather disappointing for bits and stats, but it's a required fight out the way. Cool, man. There's a lot of stuff like man and stuff like that. You can tell this is a 90s game. So yeah, they've got some dialogue here about it getting hotter than usual, and that there's maybe a fire nearby, which is like a little hint for you to start investigating the area. Also, I don't know if you noticed that "through" was incorrectly spelt there. So yeah, this guy isn't going to get recruited, but it does set off a chain of events which will lead to some recruitments later on. There's nothing item-wise in this area this time. And now I'm gonna be deathly careful to avoid the goblins. Okay, we'll head through here. There is an area down below, but it doesn't open up to anything yet. We have to progress much further into the story to deal with that. Talk to this Digimon here. He's having some trouble with the tunnel. And we offer to help. And you can carry some dirt through and you'll get paid for this and also get some stat boosts. It'll take some time as well, so it kind of acts as training, but you get paid for it as well. I still would be careful about the Goblin at the entrance though. Yeah, so this Digimon, the tunnel will eventually get dug, but what you can do to speed it up is do what the mini game I suppose it is that I'm doing now, and if you do that a certain amount and deplete the pile, the tunnel will open up, or you can wait a certain amount of in-game days and it will open up automatically. So I'll do this once or twice maybe. And you dump the dirt. You're not allowed to leave while you've got the cart on, I believe. I mean, I could check, but I don't fancy dealing with the loading screens again. So we'll head back down. Thread the needle. Thank God they're static. If they were moving around, this would not be a fun area. So we'll talk to Digimon. Means your payment, you get 500 bits, and your offense, defense, HP go up. Just check out Digimon's status here. I do with a bit more brains, but I'll get that from a battle anyway. Let's have a look. What's the time? Suppose I'll do one more. You want to talk to Digimon every time, I think. I don't know if you can start by just taking dirt. So we'll do one more trip and then I'll head out because I believe Koalamon becomes available when it's getting to sunset, maybe? I vaguely remember getting to the jungle around that time and like having the lighting effect. I was back. First playthrough. Yeah, you're quite right. It's my first playthrough in quite a while, one could say. Yeah, it's like I remember first playthroughs of this is just like enjoying it but not knowing what the hell to do, which required me to revisit it in later years and look up guides and stuff when I previously played it. So this is, like I said, I'm going off memory at the moment, although I do reserve the right to look up guides at some point. Although I'm trying to think, like, I've got some guides for like the Digivolution stuff, but like for the recruitments and stuff I'll try and do that just off the top of my head really. So we'll leave the cave for now. You also want to be careful about getting some stats too high because it'll affect your Digivolution again. So if you go over the requirements for one, you might bleed into the requirements for another Digimon, which might be detrimental to how you want to play the game. There was also a guide I tried to look up before starting this playthrough, but I used in the past, but I can't seem to find it. Which is quite annoying because it was a really well written guide. It was like something like the Odaiba project, which was partly got reference to the real world location which is featured in the anime. Oh, wait, you missed the time. I'm nervous whether or not I'm going to make this bathroom or not. Hopefully it'll hang on for just a bit. Yeah, as soon as it does the auto scroll, you're good. But you've also got the problem that it's not... Jesus. Modoki Betamon. I don't know what Modoki means. It might mean lesser. And you can see my guy's tired already, so this is not going to go well. Thank God he dodged. But he's, yeah, like, see, fatigue is a big part of the game. Uh-oh. And it's going to require a restore. So yeah, you get a stand... I didn't get it there. Hopefully I've got enough to beat him. Yeah, he's got low health, but the Megalo Spark's going to do damage anyway. And you get a standing 10 count, basically like a boxer. If you get to 0, you wipe out, return to file city, and you lose one of your hearts. So hopefully I can get this before this exact situation happens. Oh, nice block, nice block. Not the bubble, not the bubble! If I have... Hopefully I don't get hit by another one. Okay. So, I believe you've also got a small chance to get SM recoveries from this drop. Whoa, hey, hey. Oh, and I also got a new command from leveling up my brains to 100. Which is quite nice. And now I am definitely afraid of getting back. Or advancing too far. I'm going to move slightly off screen to feed. Okay, with the Digimushroom. And you know what? I'll give you another one. Like, I'm playing with fire here because, like I said, I think it's a 1% chance to get ill. But I didn't get it this time, so yo-ho-ho. I don't know if I want to go off screen to the right or the left. And I also forget, like, sometimes these guys are static and other times they'll move when you get close to them. Which is controlling it at the highest degree. I'm going to see if I can't... See if there's an item up here. Nothing on this part. Also, if there's more than one enemy on the screen at any time, they also have a chance to join in the fight, so to say. But sometimes they'll get scared, depending on their level and your level of Digimon. And they'll run away. But it's just best to avoid it at all costs. And this is also why I am tiptoeing around. Is there any more old school game I'm planning on covering? I'm probably going to do Crash Team Racing tomorrow. And then I'll just alternate between these 3 games for the time being because there's plenty to do with them. And then it gives me the rest of my library saved up basically for when these lot finish. It helps keep track of things as well. And what I'm going to do now is head off screen and basically soft reset these areas while waiting for the clock to get closer to sunset. I feel like there's an item here sometimes, but there's not, and I don't think it's worth it because I've rarely ever seen it there. Maybe there's a blue apple, which can be useful. But it doesn't seem to be one here at the moment. And there's sometimes a mushroom down there, but no dice. So I'll reset the screen again. It's not going to be too long until sunset, hopefully. Just double check. So it's when the yellow dot on the clock reaches the red part of the screen. Check around here, nothing. Digimushroom. Reset the screen again. Yeah. Like, it's been a while since I've played, but I would like to show off hopefully I've retained some CTR skills. Because I was fairly competitive at that back in the day. And on that point, very close to sunset now. Check again, nothing there. Don't think you can get any counters on that screen. It's kind of just like a mid-loading point, unless there's got to be some reason for it, but I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. Oh, hello. Do I have to be in a specific point to talk to him, or... Here we go. So this is Koalamon, who is I think, ultimate level. Unfortunately, you're not going to be battling him. And it's also based on a Coelacanth, which was a previously fought extinct fish/dinosaur looking thing. We've looked all over for you. So yeah, the bridge upstream is broken, but Coelamon is very helpful. He needs to summon some friends, and we are I'm gonna walk on his head, apparently. Jesus wept. So it's kind of like hinting that he's up for some teamwork. So now we have access to the tropical jungle. You're not getting back the way you came. Pick up this Digimon. These are Muchamon, I think. These are item caches, which you sometimes get. These don't replenish. So anything that's in there is scripted to be there. Do I go right or left? Up, right or left, right or up even. So I'm gonna go up, and I think Betamon is up here. But I'm gonna be tiptoeing regardless. I don't know if Betamon has a specific time limit. Here he is. You can see there's a slight discolor. This is the normal color basically. Something came back to life. So this guy's, we apparently remind him by a smell, and he's gonna head on back, and he's gonna be our technically first, but technically second item vendor on account of Koalamon being one as well, who's kind of half recruited already. I'm gonna take advantage of Agumon being sleepy, and you'll see what I mean by this in a minute. I was going to be hesitant to do this previously, but oh Jesus Christ! Now where's the nearest toilet? It's left. So there's a particularly menacing. Oh Jesus, that was close. I'm using the D-pad for navigating. By the way, I don't know if the analog stick will work. It does, but it's. I feel a lot safer to use the D-pad. There's a particularly difficult recruitment to the right of Tropical Jungle. These guys will absolutely murk me. I'm gonna hopefully be safe up here. When's Chadmon? Chadmon is like basically Nannymon, so there is someone who looks a bit like a Chad. We won't be seeing them for quite a while though. And basically, all he says is "nanny," which is Japanese for what. So it's one of those Digimon where it like misses out a joke in localization, but he's basically despite being an alpha Chad, he's actually not that. Jesus, that was close. He's a bit of a beta cook, basically. These are Moon Mojimon. And those are... Yeah, this is an important area later on. I forget what the dark pattern are called, so I will just refer to them as such. There's also Alphamon, but he doesn't appear in this game. Bollocks! Yes, sometimes shit happens. It also means that depending on how this fight goes, I might blank out. Here's the new attack option. That's an unusual attack for this level of a game, I feel. And I don't want to get hit by it. I forget what it's called. He doesn't use lightning attacks, from what I recall. Although, because he's based on Mojimon, they might have access to it. If I don't take any health damage, I'll try and get Centomon, which is the backup Digimon I was going to Digivolve into. Okay, pretty smooth. I like it. Just do a nice little pirouette. Yatta! I rarely battle these guys, so I don't know if they have any item drops. Maybe meat or something. Like, not every Digimon will drop anything. It's just like some of them I can remember, others I can't. I want to be down and to the right, I feel. Get that mushroom. Yeah, this. The movement is not so hot in this game. Smooth. Sorry, I'm not talking my heart in my mouth. Okay, we made it. But this is where things get difficult. We are now under sniper fire. Trespasser alert, trespasser alert, I will shoot. Now, I think you're supposed to dodge in and out of here. Hopefully I'll remember the pattern. These items, these are bait. Do not take the items. They're gonna disappear. Uh-oh. That's the wrong... Okay, thank God, I didn't get sniped. Okay, so you want to get to the circle, because in Japanese, usually when you see correct answers and incorrect answers, circle represents Maru, which is circle when that's a correct answer, and then X is Batsu, which is bad. I guess I want to be going up here maybe? Oh fuck. And that does mad damage. Okay, we're good? Yeah, so that take out half my health basically. We put in here. Actually goes to be on become a doctor at the city, despite being sniping you and nearly wrecking your shit. I'm gonna immediately head back though, because if you go any further in that screen, Dinomon or Tyrannomon rather attacks, and he's at a champion level and I'm at half health, so he will push my shit firmly in. Yeah, the rating system doesn't it gets a bit complicated with international standards, we'll put it that way. I think that's a warning sign. I'm not gonna read it. I have moved. I should have probably read that on the way up. See what it said. Probably trespassers will be shot. One. Yes! Safe. Orange banana? No banana. Yeah, there's an item called orange banana, which can be kind of useful and sometimes spawns on that screen. No dice this time though. No mushrooms here either. Oh, a bridge. Oh shit, a bridge! For anyone familiar with that meme, there's a town or city in Japan called Oshita, and the sign for the bridge just says in English, "Oh shit, a bridge." It's one of my favourite translation quirks. Okay, so we've returned to the city, damaged and bruised. But if we look down here, I think it's down here. You've got a new building, and it's the clinic, the Centaur Clinic. And this guy basically fulfills the role of Punimon, but does it slightly better, and you can also buy medicine. Meat. Everything's looking okay so far. And here's our item. I'm gonna have to go and poo first. We've all been in that situation, haven't we? Like someone rings the doorbell or you need to go and do something and you're like, I've got to if you could just excuse me for just a few minutes, I have to go and unfurl my bowels. I don't know why I said unfurl. I don't know if I've been consuming any sailing media recently, but that's where that would have come from. An invisible bridge rumour. Yeah, that might be worth taking a look at. We were quite close to that area earlier, but on account of being low health, I didn't want to traverse further. So finally, we're going to have a look at... actually, I'm just going to check what items I've got. I don't know if I want to sell that for the gains now or want to... I'll probably sell that. Offense discs are not like chips, they give you a temporary boost in battle. So they can be kind of useful, but I don't find them all that useful. I prefer the health recovery items and stuff. So we now have access to a vendor. I'm going to buy a couple... I don't know. I'll buy 15 SM recovery. And then we'll buy a couple MP recovery. And we'll go with 3. And then we also have access to buy small meat, or just regular meat, which is quite useful if you want to fatten your little guy up. And also some recruitments require items like this as well. Offense disc sells for a lot less than I thought it would have. I'm thinking of super offense discs maybe. But yeah, that will do. I think I'll put the other item in the bag. Just be slightly rude. And check my messages. Messages are good. Because he's saying he's in Cumbria. I feel sorry for him. Because the internet is rather shit there. Let's see. Do I need to put anything in here? Nah, we're good. Good old Cumbrian in that. It's alright. You can watch this in 2 to 3 hours or 2 to 3 days when this finally gets uploaded. Let's have a look at the stat menu here. Everything's above 100 that needs to be above 100, and everything's above 1,000 which needs to be above 1,000. My weight is desperately low though. So I'm going to have we're having a mukbang with Digimon. I'm gonna feed it until it gets a little bit poorly. You can get care mistakes from feeding or overfeeding, which hopefully I'm gonna avoid. Hopefully. In actual fact, I'm starting to need a poo myself, but we'll persevere. Just check the status. 11. He's not hating my guts yet. The difference between giant meat and regular meat is the amount of fullness it provides. It also stacks on a bit more weight than regular meat as well. And higher level Digimon are going to require more food. So it's okay at the moment. It'll be fairly sufficed with regular meat, but when you get to higher levels, they'll require like sirloin or a couple giant meats in order to get satiated. I'm just looking at my Digivolution guide. I am drastically underweight apparently in order to get to Greymon, so I'm halfway. It says on my screen that the requirement is 30 grams or kilograms, and I'm only at 15. I'm skirting the boundaries here because I don't want to. I feel like overeating was a mechanic, but I want to avoid. The virus usually indicates care mistakes, and it's empty at the moment, so good for now. Easy. God, this is just like playing Jenga. Except instead of a falling castle, it's potentially a mountain of shit. And also illness and obesity and mental health issues. $21. When you need a bulk for winter. See, the discipline meter just went down there, which is not ideal. I need to check the discipline requirements as well. Discipline gauge bonus conditions. So I guess bonus conditions are a thing, but I forget how they factor into the calculation for Digivolution. So I don't know if it's worth doing some scolding, or whether or not I want to focus on the actual requirements. We'll keep going for now. Okay, let's scold him for being a fat bastard, even though I'm the one feeding him. Keep going with the mushrooms. After this, I'll stop with the mushroom and move to meat. Let's double check he's doing fine. Doing fine. It's not going to be like an instantaneous thing, I don't think. Like, you take the meat. You little shit. You know what? I'm going to scold him twice just to say I could. The problem with scolding is, whilst it increases your discipline, which is good, it'll decrease your happiness. Do not start with me. As you can see, its discipline meter's gone into a healthy range, but the happiness one is moving further into the danger zone. At this point, what do I want to do? I'm just trying to think what's going on next. So, I don't know. I guess the next thing will be to help finish that tunnel, maybe. Because I'm not ready for Red Taiwan, I don't feel. No item there. Sometimes an item in this bottom right corner. Get him with a rope-a-dope. Mushroom. Tunnel entrance. You can see the bottom area of the lake there, and yes, that is a cartoon drawn poop on the board. Speak of the devil. Oh, you couldn't make it up. What timing? What timing? For those unfamiliar with the game, you'll probably be in for a bit of a shock when we actually get to meet not one, not two, but 3 different types of actually, there's 4 different types because of the variants of poop Digimon. that are Digimon that either live in sewers and or are poop and or eat poop. That's the level of design philosophy that went into this. We'll check up here for items again. Nothing top right. And nothing here. I think there's supposed to be like a... it's not a golden mushroom, it's like a golden apple or something rare that spawns there occasionally. See, I've been going for an hour and a half. We'll see if we can digivolve the little guy, and we'll see about calling it quits there on like a cliffhanger maybe. Oh yes, it's a very, very regular, occurrence for the pooping. This guy is more regular than most nutritioned adults that I know. Sneaking through, very nice. I don't know if it was just my screen or something, but I've never seen the happiness gauge act like that. Looks like he's bleeding out his fucking eyes, which is not cool. I guess it's just the way the graphics are interacting with the background, maybe? I don't know, but Jesus Christ. Red was not a good choice for the eyes. Yeah, I'll carry some dirt, why not? You'll also notice that, I don't know if it's done it yet, but Junzuki will get further into that cave as the progress goes on, so there's a kind of like an indication of progress and that you're getting somewhere. Moving on up. Doril tunnel. I'll check the stats screen again once we get down here and drop the box off after getting some credits. Or bits rather, I suppose they're called. Which is funny because I guess that's one of the puns on like the digital nature of it being bits, as in like megabytes, and like your actual credit is data, which is quite nice. I like that sort of detail. Okay, let's check you, my little guy. Okay, 25, over here. Don't suppose you're hungry after that hard work. I mean, it's not in his menu, but he needs to put on the weight. That happiness gauge is we're playing with fire at the moment. I'm not talking about pepper breath. Like 28. I don't know why it was translated to pepper breath though. Like, I think in the original Japanese it was baby breath, and it was supposed to be translated to petite fire maybe. But again, translations. A weird thing. Take your Lunchables. You are one off. Come on. Hopefully he's one off anyway. Come on, my dude. I see, now he's angry. He's not. Oh, well, he's not happy, we'll say. But it's for his own good. Know what it's like to be a parent. Eat your vegetables. Me. I don't even know if I want to do the thing. I'll do one more job, I suppose. And then hopefully what will happen is the time will advance to the point where another trigger will come across, like he'll actually be hungry or he'll need loo. And then once that requirement is met or not met, we'll get a Digivolution. We'll be able to call it there for the day. And what I would normally do after this would probably go on my Xbox, although it's still playing up and not playing Civ properly and just crashing every 10 minutes, which is... it's not bueno. Not bueno at all. So I might have to play something else on the Xbox. Maybe Diablo. Oh, what a clusterfuck. Guarantee that Blizzard within a couple days of are gonna be announced. We've heard your backlash / outcry. It's not like we planned to do this in the first place, but we're still scaling back. Jesus Christ, learn to speak. We're scaling back the microtransactions. Even though they were gonna do it in the start, but they were like, "I will milk you for all you got." Speaking of which, when's Diablo 4 coming out? I wouldn't mind playing that. Because I did enjoy 3 as much as I troll on Blizzard. It's probably one of the few games I've got the gear to play at a decently high level. I think it was like 3 off max torment I was at. Oh, something's happening. We've got a cutscene. Agumon Shinka! Like, I need to work on my Japanese Agumon impression again. Oh, that was poor. But yeah, this is the Digivolution screen. The lack of background music in the blue blue is like scares me sometimes, especially when it like cuts out. And we got as you can see, this is plainly not Greymon. This is Tyrannomon. I don't know what I cocked up there, but it cocked up rightly. So that's going to require some different planning, I suppose. Yeah, Red Tyrannomon is one of the weaker Digimons. But it's learned Sonic Jab, which you'd think, oh, it learned a new technique. Nah. Let's get rid of that. I guess we'll test out his new capabilities, and then hopefully we can learn Magma Bomb or something off this guy. You've been enjoying Immortal? Actually, I'll have to keep it a closer look then, maybe. I didn't even heal, Jesus. Next year for Diablo would be good, but I suppose maybe next year we'll get a renaissance of games. It's charming. It's Jigglypuff from above. So next year we've got Diablo 4, hopefully we've got Street Fighter 6 to play, that'll be nice. Providing they don't cock things up. I also need to see about this stream delay because it's apparently a bit too loud. We're just tregging blows here. I've not seen Magma Bomb either, which is not good because that's what I did the challenge for. But yeah, you can see you get like a decent amount of bonuses from Digivolving. It would be a lot more bonuses if I'd got Greymon. But yeah, no dice. The item that Goblimon, I believe, drop are meat when they do drop items. And this is truly what it is to be a parent. Raising something and then being disappointed with it when it fails to meet up to your expectations. Ah, Christ. This game has taught me more about the real world than the real world itself. Yeah, but you get like a few little bonuses and stuff. There's also stuff about types which aren't too relevant at the moment. Like, I'll bring them up when they go up. So there's like vaccine and You can change between types upon Digivolution. Oh, there's a battle. Of course, there's a battle pass. Why did I suspect otherwise? Um, let's see. I'm going to. I might as well show off the other save mechanic. Also, this music is just pure nostalgia. Actually, no. Before I save, what I will do is do a repeat visit to Koala Point, because Koalamon is recruitable now, and I don't think it's time specific. Hopefully I don't encounter any enemies on the way down. And that will expand the item shop. And better item shop is greatly beneficial for this, even though I don't necessarily have the bits to pay for what I want at the moment. Nothing here. So I guess for the next time I do a Digivolution thing, I'll have to pay a slightly better attention, Digimushroom, to the bonus requirements. I don't know if my tamer level went up either. I think it's only when you Digivolve to Ultimate that it goes up 1. But yeah, we'll talk to Koalamon again. Hello, Koalamon. The bridge is fixed. I know. Stomach is acting up, yeah. And thank God we didn't have to battle this guy, because he would have absolutely rolled me. Yeah, so Koalamon's joined the city, which is good. You can get Koalamon as a playable character. However, you can use Digivolution items, which is like one way. You can use items to like basically force a Digivolution, but you get less stat boosts, which isn't ideal, especially because you want your stats to be as high as possible. But the mechanic for getting Koalamon via normal gameplay and not using the evolution item is, if I recall, extremely strict. Like, you have to have a Waymon and have particular. It's not just like stats and stuff, it's like discipline and a time requirement as well. It has to tick over at a certain point. For what reason, I have no idea. My Digimon lore is not up to scratch. So yeah, here's Koalamon. And he's expanding the item shops ever so slightly, so if we have a look, we now have access to medium recovery, various, which if I press start, cure statuses, that's like the poison stuff that we had when fighting Palamon, autopilot, which I will be taking 5 of. These are basically escape ropes / fast travels, and they'll get you back to the city. Incredibly useful items. And let's see. I've not got anything else to sell, have I? Nope. Okay, so what I'll do is, even though the sleep, I think, oh yeah, that's another mechanic. Different Digimon have different sleep schedules. So whilst Agumon wanted to sleep when it was getting close to dark, I think Tyrannomon might be the same, but others will mainly be active during the night time, and some will be active during the day. So yeah, we've made it back. We'll actually get a progress report from Digimon here. And this is how you kind of measure up how far you've got in the game progress. Palamon came, Unimon came, Centaurmon came, and Koalamon came, and then, did you mention Betamon? Betamon came. And current progress is 8. I don't know if it's 10 or 25 where it's like the next progression or main progression of the story wise, where you'll get a boss battle upon leaving here, which can leave you to a difficult situation on account of you won't be able to leave here because the boss will be outside waiting for you. So if you've got a very low level Digimon and no item support, you're basically fecked. But yeah, I think I'll call it for today. Thanks for anyone watching. Thank you to Arrow for being in the comments. And let's see, tomorrow will be Crash Team Racing, but because it's the weekday, I think we'll be, I don't know, 6 or 7? Probably 7 I'll aim for. We'll stream then. And then after that, let's see, I want to take Wednesday off. So I've got stuff in the evening. So I think we'll do, for the schedule, it will be Digimon Sundays, Yu-Gi-Oh! Saturdays, CTR Monday, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tuesdays, and then, let's see, Digimon Thursdays and CTR Fridays, and then we'll just go through that as a rotation. See how we go from there. But yeah, that'll do it for now, I think. Let's see. We'll organise times and stuff better, but like I'll aim for 7, and like as far as length of streams as well. We'll play around with that as well. So I think 1 to 2 hours is fairly decent. I might do some extended ones one day. I think that suits certain games better. Like it certainly suits Digimon better than it would Yu-Gi-Oh! Or maybe even CTR. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully the VOD goes up a bit faster than it did last time. At least it went up eventually. I might even do some clips and stuff for promotions and well, see how things go. If you do have any suggestions, feel free to tweet them at me at hashtag Boris Johnson has more kids than he has fingers. And with that, I will say goodbye. Thanks for coming out. See ya. Oh wait, outro slide. Outro slide. Outro slide. See you around.